Dexter, and I'm playing the role of Mrs. Gold. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, and in Southfield, actually. And I attended the University of Michigan, where I received both my bachelor's and master's degree from that distinguished university. And I'm an opera singer, as well as I sing a lot of other types of music, jazz and opera, classical, oratorio, art songs. What drew me to audition for The Key was, first of all, it is a premiere, and I'm heavily drawn to 20th century music and new music in general. I really enjoy performing it, and I enjoy singing it. And I am an opera singer, but I really enjoy stepping out of the box a little bit and getting away from the classical scene and doing other kinds of music. And also a lot of my colleagues are also involved in this show, and I thought it would be something really great for Detroit. Well, Mrs. Gold is a Jewish mother, and her daughter, Keene, is actually in love with a young man that is not of the Jewish faith. And it's quite an impact on the story, because Mrs. Gold and Mr. Gold, when they find out that Keene is in love with this man while she's in college, they actually persuade her, as sometimes parents can do. My parents have done that to me as well. They have a conversation with her, a discussion, and because they are concerned that she's in love with this man who's not Jewish, and at the time they actually would prefer her to meet a nice Jewish guy who they might have a little bit more in common in terms of religion, and then have a future with a Jewish man, as opposed to Dak, the other character who she's in love with, who is not Jewish. So they persuade Keene to take a step back and look at things, and ultimately Keene breaks off her relationship with Dak. And years later, Keene meets another nice guy who she does end up marrying, and it's 6 years later, and her parents actually do realize, Mrs. Gold and Mr. Gold, that they made a mistake. And that, anyone, even their own daughter, is free to love and marry and cherish whoever she pleases as a human being and as a woman. So it has quite an impact. I think the main focus of that is acceptance and understanding, which Mrs. Gold ultimately kind of has a turnaround and realizes that, yeah, I made a mistake, and I can say this from my heart and from my soul, that I'm sorry. I hope that the audience carries the message that regardless of where you come from, regardless of where you were raised, regardless of your cultural or religious or economical backgrounds, that everyone should be a little bit more accepting and more understanding of each other. Because we're all human beings, everybody has feelings, everybody has emotions, and everybody ultimately makes their own decisions. And I just hope that the audience, realizes, and even in Detroit is a very culturally diverse city. And you have Middle Eastern and African American, you have European, you have Canadian and Mexican, and so many other different cultural backgrounds, and just to be a little bit more understanding and more accepting of people in general, and not to focus on such specific things that make us different. It is what makes us different that is so beautiful, and I really hope that they can take that away from the show.